Hey everyone, this is Reggie, aka Stickman #1, coming to you from, what, Roswell, Buckhead? I forget where I'm at sometimes, but I'm at Cigar City Club in Atlanta, and I'm happy because I've been going back and forth with this young lady to my right, and we finally tracked each other down and made it happen today.
I know.
So everybody, without further ado, I'm sitting here with Robin Blue of BlueSmokeATL.
Yes.
Robin, thank you for coming and kicking it with us today.
Oh, no problem. Hanging out at my member spot, Cigar City. It's all good.
All right. Hey, well, we're glad to have you on the Puff Chat podcast, kicking it with the StickMen. And I got in trouble that night I met you. So, and let me tell you how I got in trouble.
I got you in trouble?
You didn't actually, no, actually, this is not you this time.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, this time, I can't blame you yet on this, you know? So, we were at Cigar Rose, and we actually met. We had communicated over Instagram prior, but when we finally met face to face, I was talking about StickMen and meeting some new people about StickMen. And it was Timmy Bush of Emperor's Cut Cigars. And when she saw the StickMen, she's like, the StickMen is not gonna work for me. She goes, because there's some stick women in the house, and she says, oh, I'm one of them. And I go,
oh wow.
I was like, damn it. Okay, wow. So she just called me out on my name, but that's okay. That's okay. I responded. I take feedback well, and I responded, and I got something on the way for Timmy, and I got something for you today. We'll come back to that.
Nice.
to answer that question.
Okay.
But today is all about you and BlueSmokeATL.
All right.
And I've been looking forward to this because I've been seeing you on Instagram, following you.
Thank you.
And admiring you from afar because you have some cool stuff going on.
Thank you so much.
And how long has Blue Smoke been around?
Blue Smoke's been around for a little over a year.
Okay. And so in a year, maybe I'm just crazy, but it feels like you got some traction going on.
You know, I would say a little bit. I think that, you know, I have always been a creative person. So I sew, I upholster, I do all things that are creative. My mom is extremely creative. So, you know, moving into this space just felt really natural for me. Okay. And so, you know, smoking and drinking feels natural.
That's what the lifestyle is ultimately all about. And yes, this is not a prop, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a prop in either one of our glasses. So
right. So hanging around the cigar culture, which I feel like I'm a part of, smoking and drinking, you know, it just feels natural. So I appreciate the word traction. You know, I think that I've been very fortunate for people to really enjoy my art, and I'm honored by that, you know, because people don't have to buy from you. They don't have to like you or follow you. And so I really am honored by that.
Well, and you know what? One thing I noticed that with your work, it truly is art. So for those who don't know what BlueSmokeATL is all about, can you just tell them what you actually do? I'm gonna just shut up and let you go for a minute.
You know, so what I do is I design, you know, handmade cigar pokers for men and women. And so here are some samples of some things that I have designed. And I'll just pull out a couple of my babies. This is one of the ones that I've designed here. Okay. And so what you do with this particular one is you actually put it on your cigar when you're smoking, just like this. Or if your cigar is tight, you can just use this to open it up. So it's really a 2-for-1. So it's a draw poker tool, and it's if you want to be, as they say, fancy. Okay. So I custom make a lot of my pokers. I source all the beads, and I really just create all the designs out of my head. So whatever I'm feeling.
You just stole one of my questions. I was going to ask you that. You come up with this idea?
I come up with all of the designs out of my head. Now I do custom work, so if you say, hey, I want a whatever, I design that as well. But I just come up and have fun almost every day coming up with different designs. So that's what I do, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. So now, do you do customs? Like if I came and you said, hey, you hook me up with a StickMen pen, would you be able to do something like that? Or do you just do your own designs? How does that work?
So a lot of times I look at it as a collaboration.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people say, somebody referred to it as the Pandora of cigar jewelry, right? So if you said, well, I want a blue one that has, you know, the StickMen logo, and I want this, I try to just, you know, execute on what you're asking. Because some people really know what they want, which is great because I can give them what they want. And some people are like, well, I'm not sure. Okay. And I work both, you know, well in both spaces. Okay. You know, so if you know what you want, great. I can give you that and more.
If not, you can design it.
Yeah. I can use this
Let's
is like
let you go.
collaboration because
Okay.
what I do is I give you 2 prototypes and I say, here's 2 prototypes from what you told me that you want. Pick the 2, and then usually they say I like option 1
Okay.
or option 2 or a hybrid. Give me a little bit of this, give me a little bit of that.
Okay.
And then we kind of get to that place.
Okay, nice. And I noticed also on your site that you have kind of like an affordable and a premier stick, right? Or
Right.
pen. I'm sorry, I got to get the terminology down. And I'm in the lifestyle you would think I wasn't, but I don't actually have a pen. I need a pen.
Oh my goodness. Well, I've got a pen for you, but they call it all different names: nubber, poker,
Okay.
pick, pen.
Okay.
I mean, there's all these. They're like Google. They come up with all these different names for it. But so as far as needing a pen, that's something I can help you with. I might have a pen or 2 laying around here that I can help you with, custom pens. So I do have an affordable line that starts at around $30.
Okay.
And that is basically stuff that's ready off the shelf on my on my website that you can just take and pretty much I can ship it to you and you can have it. The Premier line starts at around $50, and that's just kind of more of an upscale line. It would be something like this. This one's called the Skull.
Okay.
It's actually available on the website. I do a lot of skulls. Men like a lot of skulls.
Okay.
Do a lot of skulls, a lot of daggers,
Right.
a lot of really kind of interesting, funky things. So the more intricate the design, the more pricey it is, and that's more in the Premier line. The kind of more simplistic design would be the more affordable design. Yeah.
All right. The more intricate. So you mentioned something about men having the pens. Maybe it's just me, but it seems like the pens are more appealing to women. But is it just me, or is it more women that are interested in pens, or is it everybody? What's your biggest demographic?
I sell primarily to men.
So
If you
StickMen
look
number
at-
one
if you look at the words I
has zero
bring.
intuition. I have zero intuition, everyone. I'm completely wrong on this thing, but you just set me straight. Okay, go ahead.
But my target market is men. So
Okay.
I can't say that all the people who design pokers, that's their target market. My target market is 70% men as far as my demographics. So if you look at the pokers that I have, that they're men or unisex. So this particular one could be for either one.
Okay.
So that could be unisex.
Okay.
Something like this with a dagger.
Okay.
This can be for men or for unisex.
Oh, nice. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, and this
I like
one
that.
has, skulls, and it's got a sports theme on it. So, I primarily design my pokers to fit the man in mind.
Okay.
So I would say that because mine are designed to meet men's needs, that's why I sell to men.
Okay.
There are some people who sell pokers who have a different demographic. They sell primarily to women, and so it doesn't really matter. It's just my demographic that I sell to.
Okay.
That's just who I choose to sell to.
All right.
And I'm not saying that I can't make women's pokers, because obviously I do. I mean, here's a beautiful women's.
Okay.
So I would say that because mine are designed to meet men's needs, that's why I sell to men.
Okay.
There are some people who sell pokers who have a different demographic. They sell primarily to women, and so it doesn't really matter. It's just my demographic that I sell to.
Okay.
That's just who I choose to sell to.
All right.
And I'm not saying that I can't make women's pokers, because obviously I do. I mean, here's a beautiful women's poker here with some bling bling
Some
around
bling
it.
bling. Okay.
Yeah. and
Is there a particular poker what's your top seller? Is that the one, that first one you showed me that you said was one of your favorites, or?
it's hard to say what my top seller is, because people are so diverse. I mean, it's like my favorite poker is blue, but I love blue. So to me, anything blue, I'm like gaga goo goo over. But I'd say.
Well, I noticed by the blue outfit and everybody, the shoes. You can pick those shoes. See, the shoes. She kicking it with the shoes.
I'm like Dorothy.
I love it.
Click your heels 3 times.
Yeah, so she's living up to the Robin Blue name. I should have wore blue today. We don't have any blue in the StickMen colors, but I got on blue jeans. Does that count?
It does.
Okay,
It does.
so,
It
all right,
does.
so we got the blue jeans covered. Okay.
I would say with men, when I ask men what their favorite color is, they say black.
Okay. Black is my favorite.
Yeah. So when they say make something for men, I've said it's gonna be black, right? And they're like, yeah, how'd you know? I'm like, I don't know. It came to me. So men are gonna go with black. Some of them are gonna go with blue, and every once in a while you get somebody who wants maybe a green. But men primarily are going to want black.
Okay. All right. Primarily
So,
black. Okay.
women are all across the board. They're going to want red. They're going to want purple. They're going to want pink. They're going to want everything. So, you know, I don't know that I would say there was one poker in particular, but I would say if I was going to sell to a man, I would probably make a black poker, and it would have some type of masculine or unisex embellishment, whether a dagger, a skull, an onyx, you know, an ankh on it, something that was kind of symbolic of his masculinity.
Excellent, excellent. I love that. Let's talk about you, the business person, though, because at the end of the day, we are in this for a business.
Yes, we are.
So,
yes.
Is this your first venture in business? Or do you have other businesses that you do? What's your business journey been like?
You know, I had another business before this. It was around coaching. And it wasn't as successful as I liked. And I think a lot of times, you know, when people start a business and it's not as successful, they kind of want to give up. And I say, you know, that just kind of leads you to the next business, you know?
Well, a business not being successful doesn't mean that the experience wasn't successful.
Yeah, because I learned a lot from that business to take it to this business. And I've done different businesses along the way. So I've probably had 2 or 3 different businesses. But I think because I'm a creative person, building things and making things, you know, because I sew and I you know, I upholster and doing all kinds of things with my hands is just something that just makes me happy. And I love when people get one of my products and they're like, oh my God, I love it. That just is like, you know, because I try to exceed their expectations. Like when they say they want something, I try to add a little something that they weren't expecting just to kind of turn it up a notch. And so, you know, as far as being a business person, I try to have excellent customer service on my you know, IG page or on my website.
Respond to every comment, right?
I respond to every comment, and I try to make sure that there's nothing, you know, out there that's negative. You know, you can't make everybody happy because there's just,
of course not.
You can't.
Yes.
But I just really try because I think it's important in business to provide good customer service because I think that's half the battle. If you can provide good customer service.
At the end of the day, you may find someone that offers a product or service similar to yours, but the difference is going to be how well you treat them. That's what people are going to remember. Tell people that all the time. They got to remember that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So you're in business, and it probably doesn't feel like work either, does it?
You know, it does in some. You know, I'm a night owl, so I stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of people are sending me emails, DMs at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Are you serious?
They're surprised I'm answering them because I'm a night owl. Now in the morning, I'm like, "Ooh, don't talk to me."
Are you like in bed at like noon, still sleeping?
No, I wouldn't say noon. I'm just not a 5 a.m. person. That's just not me. But you know, I would say that it feels like work sometimes when you have a lot of orders and you're trying to manage all those orders because you know when you're talking.
Do you do them all yourself? Do you have help? No help.
I do everything myself at the moment. I'm going to, you know, outsource, but right now I want complete creative control because I want to make sure everything is perfect. I'm a perfectionist. Okay. And so if it's not perfect, I don't send it out. Oh, man. Period.
Okay.
And perfect to me is like I use a magnifying glass. When I say perfect, I mean perfect.
So it's talking about quality. So when when you get a pen from Blue Smoke,
it is perfect.
It's perfect.
It is perfect.
So fellas, get a pen from Blue Smoke, please.
Absolutely. And ladies too.
And ladies too.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
ladies. And I said fellas first because you just educated me on that topic. So I would be remiss if we didn't take a few minutes to talk about what brings us together in the first place. And that's the cigar lifestyle. So how long have you been smoking cigars?
15 years.
15? Me too. 15 years. Okay. Well, I say really about 20. 15 years, seriously, because the first 5 years I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Well, I would say, okay, you're right on that. Okay, I would say 10 seriously. The first 15 I was dabbling because I was in the Caribbean. And you know the Caribbean, you can smoke anything. You can go down there and, you know, you can just go in a store and smoke stuff you didn't even know you could get.
That's right.
So I was down there with my brother, and my brother's like my, you know, he's my cigar whisperer. I'm like, you know, Bruce, da-da-da-da-da. And so I was just smoking all kinds of stuff. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was smoking. I was smoking, you know, so it was
because
great.
It's about the people you're around and the relationships and the conversations that you're having at that time.
And you could talk to people for hours. You look up, you're like, oh my God, I've been in here for like, I gotta go, you know.
That's right.
So it was just awesome. And I think as, you know, I matured in the cigar smoking, in my cigar smoking, I started learning what I was smoking. You know, I really started smoking with Perdermos. The blonde Perdermos.
Okay, can't go wrong.
I love those. I was like, okay, let's move on from those. And then I went to my father's because my father's was my go-to cigar because they had so many different cigars. It was, you know, I'm smoking my father's less than 2 years now. And then I just started branching out into, there's so many different, there's like, probably 15,000 boutique cigars out there.
There's so many right
there's
now.
so many delicious cigars. And then with the resurgence of the black cigars, and it's like, oh my God, I love that. As far as there's so many different.
And we're in ground zero. This is the
this is the hub.
ATL is the hub right now.
The hub, and it's just it's one of those things where I love the people that you meet. There's a lot of cool cigar smokers, and they support each other. They've supported me on my journey, and I've just been humbled by the support that I've gotten from people who don't even know me. I'm an ambassador for Atlanta Cigar Week, and when I was an ambassador, people were coming up to me saying, "You're BlueSmokeATL," and I was kind of taken back because I was like, I guess I am,
Yeah, it does throw you off.
It does throw me off because you're so busy in your workshop doing stuff. You don't realize people actually know you. You're like, oh wow.
You didn't do this to become famous.
No, I was just, the reason I started doing it was because I had pokers before, and I'm an Army brat. My dad was Army, my brother's Marine, my other brother's in the Navy. My dad's I'm just all the way Army, Army brat, and I just like diversity. I like doing different things. I've been all over the world, so to me, I have Unk pokers, I have Egyptian pokers, I have Horus. I mean, I get crazy, and people just buy. The crazier I get, the more they want it, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna put this with that, and they're like, oh, I want that, and I'm like, okay, well, I can add that.
Well,
to that.
I want to put it to the test. We're gonna be talking. We're gonna come up with a collaboration that's gonna be on point. So, I heard about your cigar. What do you like to sip with it? Because as stickmen, we like to say puff, sip, chat, repeat. So that's what this lifestyle is really about. Because I can't just puff without sipping. At least I probably should be able to, but I haven't learned how to puff without sipping. So I'm sipping. I'm a Scotch guy. What are you?
Well, my drink of choice is Grey Goose. Pear is my favorite drink, but I will say I've started drinking that Scotch, and I'm telling you what, that is, you got to be ready for that. It's not for everyone.
It's an acquired taste,
but I think it's the 14-year-old Scotch.
That sounds like maybe a Balvenie or something like that, or 14-year, or it could be.
No, it was something else they had at
Glenlivet.
Yes.
Glenlivet 14. Oh, or Glenmorangie has a great 14.
No, it was a 14, and it was just like, I was like, this is.
But you can't go wrong. Once you go 10 and up, you're good.
It was delicious.
See, now you're hooked now.
Yeah, and so because I know my limit at Grey Goose, because I've been drinking it for so long, I kind of stay there. But when I want to branch out and be a big girl,
you will turn to the Scotch.
Yeah, when I want to be a big girl, all grown up, I get some Scotch. And
well, it pairs well with cigars.
Oh yeah.
I wrote a blog post about what to sip when you're smoking, and obviously at the end of the day, I tell people, sip what you like, right? Smoke what you like. I'm not going to be some snobby person that says you got to do this or got to do that.
I saw your checklist though.
You saw my checklist?
Those were suggestions.
I saw your checklist.
Those were merely suggestions. I'm just glad somebody saw it. Just you and my mom saw it. I think y'all the only two people that saw it.
Woo, 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 woo.
Nah, but thank you. I'm glad.
That was informative.
It was informative?
Yeah, it was.
Other people have told me the same thing, so good. So I'm a Scotch guy, and when we bring together people in the lifestyle, it's about the chat. Before we repeat it and do it over and over again.
Right.
When you're sitting back, kicking it with your friends, the family over a good cigar and a good drink, what do you like to talk about?
Well, lately it's been about the election because that thing is going to drag on.
You're giving me chills just even bringing that election up. But yeah.
So I'm going to pause on that.
Yeah, we'll pause on that
move on
because we don't want to get mad. Yeah.
Well, it's about, the good thing about the election is that so many people came out and vote, and I'm so excited about the fact that people who have never voted are now voting.
That's right.
And they're voting in huge numbers. So regardless of who you're voting for, at least you're voting, and that's the message we've been trying to get out.
Amen to that. Yeah.
So what I like to talk about, I talk about all kinds of stuff. I'm really kind of I'm like a lighthearted, fun kind of person. So I'm going to talk about all kind of crazy stuff. Like, what'd you do today? Like, we can't travel, to COVID, to, I guess my favorite thing is, what do you do when you have a funky good time?
And I know you're out and about at all the cigar lounges, right? You're pretty ready. Like me, I try to patronize everyone. Can't make it to all, but you probably get a chance to meet and chop it up with people from different backgrounds and everything.
I do. I mean, I think because, Atlanta is so huge, and we have over 100 places to smoke. Let me say that again.
Last count, I counted 135. I could be wrong. That doesn't even make any sense to have that many.
But we love it.
But we love. I'm not complaining about it.
Right, and that's why people come here to the ATL, because they're like, where can we smoke? I'm like, let me send you a little text on that, because that might be difficult to just tell you. So I love that, and I think just talking about, I love people, when you grow up as an Army brat and you move from city to city and you're constantly meeting people and moving, you're just constantly talking to people all the time. So it can be any different topic, and it could be business, or it could just be, sometimes you want to take that entrepreneur hat off, because if you've been doing it all day long,
that's right.
Sometimes you don't even want to talk about that because you've done it all day, right?
I just want to be Reggie. I don't want to be Stickman.
Right, you just want to be who you are. Yeah. So, I mean, but you just kind of ebb and flow with whatever's going on. Like, do you like that drink, or what are you smoking? I mean, I love smoking new cigars. I love the fact that, you can get access to so many different cigars here in Atlanta. And, everybody wants to come to Atlanta.
That's right.
At some point, people are coming to Atlanta for some reason.
And when people come to Atlanta, a lot of people I know, they want to go to a cigar lounge, and I'm happy to host.
I know. It's like,
I'm happy to host.
I know. Some friends of mine came to here and said, are we going to go to a cigar lounge? I said,
yes.
Not only are we going to go to one.
You should have said, is there anywhere else to go? That's what you should have said.
I said, we're going to go to so many that you're going to be like, we're going to another one? Absolutely. Because that's how we do it in the ATL.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, hey, thank you for this.
No, thank you.
So I want you to tell people what they need to do to get a BlueSmokeATL pen.
Well, you can go to my IG page at BlueSmokeATL. All of my social media is the same. BlueSmokeATL for Facebook, IG, Twitter. I don't change it up. You can go to my website at BlueSmokeATL.com and get that. You can yell at me if you see me. Hey, Robin Blue, I want a poker. I usually carry a few of them with me. But, like me, follow me on IG. It's really about the cigar community. And it's about just supporting everybody who's got a business. Running a business is challenging at times. And I would say to you out there, just supporting me and anybody doing a business and saying, hey, we appreciate you, because it is a challenge. And if you've never run a business, you may not know. But if you run a business, you do understand that every day you're out there trying to, keep moving forward. So I would say that is the biggest thing, as support and buy would be my preference. But just, hey, saying, hey, I appreciate your work means a lot to me, because coming up with ideas out of your head and then translating them into something and then having somebody buy and seeing that whole cycle, that's pretty amazing, actually.
It is amazing.
It is
amazing. So, I appreciate you. We at StickMen appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're going to link to your website. So don't forget, follow us on the StickMen blog on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, our YouTube channel, and also never forget stickmen.blog. I am Reggie, aka Stickman #1. I'm here at Cigar City Club, and I'm with Robin Blue of BlueSmokeATL. Thank you again. Check us out. Peace.
Shout out to Cigar City. Woohoo!
Cigar City, thank you. We're out.